What is up, guys? We're back with a second video today, and this video is going to be going over our new picks. We're going to do a pitcher and a position player for each team going into this CS, an MVP candidate for this series specifically for that team, make or break, win the series for them possibly. We're going to make our predictions for that as well as our predictions for who we think is going to win each series. The Braves or the Dodgers, the Rays going against the Astros. So it'll be really fun. Second upload today. Please watch the whole thing, check it out, see what you think, and then come back, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think, all right? So we're going to get into it here. Starting off in the AL, we're going to go with the Rays, and this is the only guy I'm picking that was on my last picks, and that has to be Randy Arozarena for my hitter for the Rays. The dude's hitting .444 with 12 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, 3 bombs, and 4 RBIs. I know the RBIs aren't that high, but I was looking at it. The team doesn't have that many RBIs. They've been pitching their butts off and scoring when they need to. So that's my position player, my hitter for the Rays, Randy Arozarena. Had to go with him. He's the only one I'm repeating on this list from the DS MVP list. And moving on to the pitcher for the Rays, we're going with Tyler Glasnow. I know it's a little bit of a bigger name, a little more of an obvious choice. I just think their bullpen's too stacked and too spread out by committee to be picking one of those guys to hold it down. And I think Tyler Glasnow's just been insane. He's got 2 Ws, no losses. We got a 4.05 ERA. He's pitched 13 in the third innings with 20 Ks and only 6 walks. So he's been really good. He had to face the Yankees lineup twice, man. So that's a hard feat, and he did very well both times. He racks up the Ks, doesn't walk too many guys. Only thing that hurt him is he has given up the most home runs for the Rays pitching staff. He's got 4 bombs given up in those 13 innings. So that's not great, obviously, but not terrible, especially going up against the Yankees offense. I think he will be the only candidate in my mind right now that could really take them past the Astros and give them at least 1, maybe 2 again wins outright when he's pitching. Might just be that type of postseason for him. I mean, he throws hard. He has electric stuff. He was out dueling Cole, so that was cool to watch. Those are my picks for the Rays. Moving on to the Astros, who they are playing in this ALCS. And hitting, I don't want to go with this guy. Might be my least favorite player on the whole entire team from some of the things he has done to try to justify what they did. But Carlos Correa, I mean, I can't deny the fact that he is tearing the cover off the ball. He's hitting .500 flat out over this postseason. He's got 10 hits, 4 bombs, and 12 RBIs. This is the most RBIs I saw out of any team. I might need to fact check myself, but looking through the postseason, I haven't seen anyone with that many RBIs. He's just putting on a clinic, extra base hit wise and home run wise, getting runs in. So he's my clear choice right now for their offensive powerhouse MVP type of player for this CS. He could be the guy to break open some innings against the Rays pitching. I think that's my locked in, sold out pick for their hitter. Going into their pitching, I'm going to go with Framber Valdez. And I honestly wasn't going to go with this going into this. I looked around. I was going to go with Jose Urquidy again. I was thinking about Zach Greinke, maybe a bullpen piece. But this dude's got 2 Ws. He's 2-0 as well, like I said. He's got a 1.5 ERA in 12 innings, the most innings pitched for anyone on that Astros staff. I think Greinke and Jose Urquidy were sitting around like 8 for the whole entire postseason. Each pitched 4 against the A's. So their innings-wise, he's eating up a lot of innings for that staff and helping them out, relieving that bullpen, which is awesome to see. And he's only given up 3 walks in those 12 innings and 9 Ks. So not as many strikeouts as some of the other guys on my list for the other teams, but he's just given them quality starts. And losing Justin Verlander and then losing to injury and losing Garrett Cole to the Yankees, they need some innings eaten up by that starting pitching staff. And so when Zach Greinke can't do it and even Jose Urquidy can't do it, it's nice to see him step up and do that type of thing for them. That's why he's my pick to maybe help bolster and carry that starting rotation through this series against the Rays and try to outduel their pitching staff, which is so outstanding so far. And moving into the NL, we're going to go straight into the Braves. And my hitter for them is Travis d'Arnaud, their catcher. He's hitting .421 right now with 8 hits, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. So he's kind of in the middle of the pack on everything from what I'm seeing. He's got a really good average, .421 obviously. 8 hits is solid, one of the most hits I've seen out of anyone throughout the postseason. 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. RBIs is looking good for the Braves because they're not getting a lot of production, honestly, right now, RBIs-wise, from Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies. Acuna's doing decent, but they're not getting that power in the middle of the lineup that they needed, those runs scored, and that's what all counts in the end. I mean, average is cool and all, but you got to get those runs in the postseason. So he's tearing the cover off the ball, and he's their catcher. So prime position to be doing it. It's awesome. If they can get the other heart of that order, Freddie Freeman, some of those guys going, Ozuna, even some of those guys aren't hitting as well as they were during the regular season. So if he can hold it down, I think he's their offensive MVP so far, and I think he will continue that in the CS against the Dodgers. For the Braves pitching now, I'm going to go with Ian Anderson. He's 2-0. He's got a 0 ERA, just flat out 0.00. 11 2/3 inning pitch, 17 strikeouts. So he's got a lot of strikeouts for not having any runs given up, not any earned runs given up by Mr. Ian Anderson. So with the way that Max Fried has been kind of hit or miss on his days, and the way that Kyle Wright's just so young and inexperienced, I think Ian Anderson stepped up and can really hold down a starting pitching staff, and just a pitching staff in general that's not the focal point or the strength of this Braves team. And so I think they'll use him a lot, and he'll be very vital eating up that many innings. I mean, he's one of the most innings pitched on the Braves, and it's only at 11. So that's not very big. It's not a very big amount compared to the other teams I was looking at. And so I think he can maybe eat up a lot of innings, obviously giving quality. I mean, with no earned runs given up and 17 strikeouts over 11 innings, that's insane. So he's really holding down that Braves staff and making them look a lot better than they are through the starting pitching rotation. If I had to go with closer, I'd go with Mark Melancon, but I didn't. I stuck with Ian Anderson, and I think he will have a bigger impact overall throughout this CS, at least giving them a lockdown one game, possibly not a lockdown win, but a guaranteed win, and that would be awesome to see. So their opponents, we have the Dodgers. And for a pitcher, I'm going with a pretty big name over the last decade, but he has struggled in recent postseasons, and that's Clayton Kershaw. He's 2-0 as well, the last one, 2-0, starting pitcher in this list. 1.93 ERA, 14 innings, 19 Ks, and only 1 walk. So, Kershaw, he has been lighting it up so far this postseason. I watched his last start, and it was really good. I mean, 14 innings, 19 Ks, 1 walk. That's 1 walk. I love to see his Ks up almost at 20 with 1 walk. That's insane. I love to see that. And the biggest thing that's hurt him in the past that hurt him even a lot last year in the postseason that hasn't shown up is he's not giving up very many home runs. I think he's given up 2 bombs this whole postseason, which obviously you don't want to see home runs at all, but you're facing the best of the best in lineups, and he's not giving up the bombs like he used to. He's pitching really well, and I know we got a lot of the young electric guys in Walker Buehler, Dustin May, Brusdar Graterol. They have a lot of young guys. Dustin May is looking insane. Brusdar Graterol, same guy. They both throw 100. They got wicked movement. I mean, it could have been an easy pick to go with one of those young guys. But I think Kershaw, the way he's stepping up in this postseason for the first time you've seen in a long time from Kershaw, is really cool. And so he's the main reason that I'm rooting for the Dodgers and picking them as my number 1 pick to win the World Series, because I think if he steps up like this, it's hard to beat that pitching staff. Because people kind of count him out. Everyone's looking at Walker Buehler and Dustin May, but they forget that, hey, man, this guy's been one of the best pitchers to pitch ever in the last 10, 12 years. So that's awesome to see. Will Smith is my pick for their hitter. And I know the lineup's stacked. I know there's Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Justin Turner, Corey Seager's going back to his Rookie of the Year type of hitting. But I just think Will Smith's kind of sneaking under the radar, man, as a catcher going in. He's hitting 294 with 5. He's only got 5 hits, but he hasn't gotten as many at bats as some of these guys. He's got 2 doubles though, 4 RBIs, and put along with 4 walks. I think he's got the second best on-base percentage on the team behind Mookie Betts. He's getting on base. He's getting hits when he needs to. He's getting extra base hits when he needs to. He's got 4 RBIs, which have come in clutch spots for that team. I think he's the type of guy that can carry the end of that lineup, that when they match up with a better lineup like the Braves, and really carry through the bottom of that order and make sure that they keep hitting. Even though he's working his way up towards the heart of the order, I think it's easier to pick those top of the order guys. Mookie Betts is going to hit. Cody Bellinger has his slumps, has his days, but he's going to come through with some bombs when he needs to. Justin Turner's one of the most underrated third baseman, right-handed hitters in baseball. But Will Smith, man, the way he was hitting, I just think things are going right for him right now at a good time, and he's my sleeper MVP pick for the Dodgers. We are going to make this segment, though, go a little faster since we've already been through this. I've probably told you guys what I think of each team multiple times by now throughout the videos. But my pick for the CS outcomes is going to be in the ALCS. I think it's going to be the Rays. I just don't see them losing. I think their pitching staff, their rotation, their bullpen, it's all just way too solid. And their lineup comes through when they need to, as we saw against the Yankees. I think it'll be a hard-fought series. I think the Astros definitely have a chance of taking it. And at this point, any team could win either of these series. I'm going with the Rays. I like the Rays a lot. Don't like the Astros a lot. That might come into it. I don't know. Going into the NL, I think it's going to be the Dodgers. A big part of me wants the Braves. I like a lot of guys on the Braves. I just don't see, with the way the Dodgers pitching staff is, if they are used right, I don't see the Braves out hitting their lineup, the Dodgers lineup, against the Dodgers pitching staff. Braves have some guys too, but I mean, with Dustin May and Brusdar Graterol coming in when they need to, with Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw starting, with just the way that pitching staff has been built this year, they have a really, really good staff. They have a really decent to above average bullpen. And I don't know. I think if they manage things right, it will definitely be the Dodgers coming out on top. I think the Braves will give them a run for their money. They have a stacked lineup as well. But with Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, some of those guys not really hitting right now to go along with their pitching staff just not matching up eye for eye with the Dodgers. I think it's going to be a Dodgers-Rays World Series. I know that might sound obvious as they each were the first seed respectively, but I do got to go with those picks. I feel it in my heart. I think Braves and Astros definitely have a chance. I could be completely wrong. It could be a Braves-Astros World Series. I just don't see that happening in the end. I think you got to go with the logical choices here, and I think those are the two teams. Thank you guys for checking this out. We will check in with any drama, any exciting things that happen, which I'm sure will happen in this CS, and then we will get back to our World Series prediction and our World Series MVP candidates for each team that makes it on. Thank you guys for watching the second video today. Please like, please subscribe. Please let me know what you guys think. If you guys like my picks, you don't like my picks, teams, player-wise, let me know. And let me know who you guys pick. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen to finish out this 2020 crazy MLB COVID season. Thank you guys.